Hello, this is Master Mike. So today I'm going to do a very short talk on this defensive combatives about kind of the differences between self-defense and martial arts where it's used for kind of sport. Because a lot of times people actually will think they're doing one thing when they're doing the other. And I say that in the aspect of, like, when you talk about martial arts, it's the beauty of the system, it's the demonstration of it, and it's execution done perfectly. And usually that's without a resistant attacker or opponent, or if it is, it's within a context with a lot of rule sets, like for a lot of safety parameters, right? You might be on a nice cushy mat, you might have referees, you might have other people there who are keeping the environment safe for the competitors, right? But when you think of self-defense, you have to consider, skills like that are beyond just fighting. But even in the fighting context, it's totally different. Give you an example. So self-defense is about situational awareness, de-escalation of the possibility of getting into an altercation with someone, generally physically, by using verbal skills to kind of de-escalate that. Also, from a physical standpoint, that there are, you have concrete, you have people who may other attackers, like multiple attackers. You might have defense against, you have to defend yourself against somebody punching at you, somebody taking you down on the ground and getting on top of you and trying to beat you up with weapons. Somebody might have a bat, a knife, a gun, right? This is self-defense. So you can probably already see the differences in the comparison when you actually look at when one is learning self-defense as a self-defense versus a martial art that can be used for self-defense, but is mainly more of an art and demonstration and fluid movements and demonstration of how the execution of the art looks when it's in full motion with a safety net of a competitor, right? Where you both have rules and obligations to abide by to actually get to through the point system. So both have their functions, both have their operations and capacities. But when it comes to self-defense, there is no rules when it comes to, how those situations can go. And so if you're learning a martial art, just make sure that you're also learning self-defense, because that's very important. And that's the main essence and reason why martial arts was created. But it's much more popular and financially lucrative when it comes down to demonstrating it as a sport. Just think about it. When people go to competitions, there's sometimes hundreds of people, right? Or thousands who actually may watch it. Or if you're talking about, UFC or MMA type stuff, right? Mixed martial arts competitions or bouts, or fighting like boxing and all that, you have billions of dollars going into these industries. But when you think of self-defense, it's kind of a little bit more boring to someone who can just freely demonstrate their skills against another opponent, someone who's actually aggressive towards them. But again, it's with a lot of safety rule sets, because you don't want to see people literally lose their lives in a sport, or a demonstration of an art, right? But in the streets, there is no safety nets, right? There is no parameters of protection. You have to have these different skills besides just combat skills, but you have to have these other skills that actually will help you adjust to these different situations and scenarios that you don't get in a competitive environment. And like I said, both have their benefits and their usage and their purpose. But this is just to give you a little insight into the differences of what self-defense is versus martial arts as an art. Okay, and that's really all. So if there's other things or topics that you all want to see addressed, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll definitely address them, as it deals with martial arts, self-defense, life skills, different things like that. And of course, I have a whole layout for this new year of things that want to show from a physical standpoint of self-defense in live motion. All right, well, I'll catch you all in the next video.